we have two old candidates. One is, yes, old and effective, has passed legislation that I think is going to put America on such a strong footing for the future, is compassionate, cares about people, tries hard to make the right decision, and they are complicated. The other is old and dangerous. I mean, why is that a hard choice for people? Do I want to throw my vote away? Do I want to not vote and let somebody who doesn't agree with me or care about me essentially fill that vacuum that I left? Or do I want to feel like, okay, maybe I'm not ecstatic about the outcome, but I'm safe. I'm not going to have to worry about what might happen to the economy.
I fear that for some Americans, they're not focusing in enough on a president who said he would be a dictator on day one, that he would terminate the Constitution, that he would execute the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staffs, that he would immediately jail reporters who he didn't like, that he would immediately find guilty of treason news organizations that didn't talk the way he wanted them to talk or run the way they wanted him to run. Now, we can go down the list. He said he was going to fire U.S. attorneys that wouldn't immediately jail his political opponents. I don't know that people are really getting their arms around just what a threat a democracy, American democracy, the American experiment is facing right now. Help us out with that, if you will.
You know, Joe, I think you make a really important point. The world has been here before. People did not take the kind of threats that we saw in the 1930s as seriously as they should, including American journalists. You know, people were taking at face value that, oh, this can be controlled. He may have said some outrageous things, but, you know, the institutions will hold. Maybe this would be our last election, because someone who will not accept the validity of an election is someone who doesn't believe in elections. He believes in his own power, his own right to power, and his demand that he be installed regardless of whether he gets the votes or not. If you can overturn Roe v. Wade, you can overturn Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and a lot of things that many, many Americans not only take for granted, but really rely on. So I think the future is at stake, not just in a big abstract way, but in everybody's life and family. Any woman who has any sense of self-respect, autonomy, agency, independence, and values freedom needs to understand there's only one choice in this election, and that's Joe Biden. The people in our country, it looks as though, will most likely go to vote without knowing the outcome of these other very serious trials. And the one that is going on now currently in New York is really about election interference. It is about trying to prevent the people of our country from having relevant information that may have influenced how they could have voted in 2016 or whether they would have voted.